Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I'm your host, Mikey, and as always, riding the shotgun, my boy Tommy. Welcome back from your long bye week.
I'm telling you, welcome back. We are here in a must-win game,
weekend.
By the way.
Must-win weekend.
Must-win 5-game stretch, really. Let's be real here. But no, this was a much-needed break for us, and I think for all of Bills Mafia. By the way, it was a bye week from hell, and we'll get into that for the Buffalo Bills. Just Mikey.
Yes,
I mean, my God, can things get any worse?
Don't knock on. Listen, stop that, because yes, they could get worse.
You're right. I guess you're right.
Yes, so do not put that out there. What's going on, Sophia? Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll touch base tonight a little bit on the Tyler Dunn article. I won't spend much time on it because it's been talked out amongst content creators all over the place. Mm-hmm. We'll briefly touch on Vaughn.
Yeah, because they didn't get your side.
They didn't get my side on it.
I went live. You were in the chat for a little bit.
Yep.
But I had to. You guys know me. I'm going to break news. I'm going to be on here doing videos and live, even if on the bye week. But yeah, we're definitely going to touch base because I want to know your thoughts, even though I already know that we're on the same page. But let's I want you to start with the NFL news like you always do, and then we'll dive right in.
And then lastly, the last piece we'll get to is this week's actual football game. You know, the actual thing that we're here to talk about.
Right.
You know, because I'm with Roy. I very much believe, regardless of what happened this week, it doesn't affect them. They need to go out there and play football. Actually, I think it might help them band together. It's them versus the world.
I agree. I think, I mean, in all honesty, it was a slight distraction, but I don't think it's anything like a Damar Hamlin incident distraction. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was that crazy of a distraction where, you know, the team's going to fall off the rails because of the McDermott, article.
Said something in 2019. Something dumb.
Right.
Completely dumb.
Which we're going to get into, but it was dumb. It was like, I have no idea what he was doing.
Okay. Let's go right in here. Let's go around the league. We'll start with Carr clears protocol. He got banged up. Was it last week? Had back concussion. He just got smashed. He cleared protocol. He will be a game time decision. Then we have, Trevor Lawrence, who had a nasty looking ankle injury.
He did.
Put weight on it. All of a sudden is out there this week, running around and practicing.
Yeah. High ankle sprain too. Tough kid.
That guy is a mutant. Is what he is. It's going to be a game time decision, but if the video that I saw today, watching Pat McAfee, is any indication, I cannot see that guy not playing. He jacked up his knee, he's still playing. He messed up his other ankle, he's still playing. Dude's tough. Dude's real tough.
Yeah, man. Yeah. By the way, I just saw the injury from, I don't know if you saw it. I just want to quick say it. Mm-hmm. Did you see, because my friend Captain D told me today, he's like, did you see that guy on the sideline break his leg? And I'm like, what? No.
And it was so gross.
I feel so bad for that guy. And that was the chain guy, right?
Yeah,
oh my God.
It was
what is he? Oh my, I see guys, I'll tell you what, I see a lot of security guys in the end zone get rolled up because they're not looking. They're looking at the fans, but I've never seen that roll up. Like, my God, that was vicious, man.
Hooked Up Joe's in the house. What's going on, brother?
What up, Hooked Up Joe? Appreciate you.
Yeah. So, and then Geno Smith is questionable to play.
Okay.
You see that?
Nah. What? How did he go out?
It just says he's indicated as a game time call. We don't know. Lamar Jackson's battling a flu. They say he will play, but he's been battling the flu.
All right.
And then there's been no quarterback named for the Browns. It's either, they don't know if it's going to be DTR or if it's going to be old man Flacco.
You would think they would go with Flacco. Didn't they win with Flacco or no? Is I wrong with that? Didn't they or no? I thought they did.
They did. They beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, not that Pittsburgh. Thank you, Pittsburgh. By the way, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. It's part of the league.
I don't know. I that's a great question. I would think they would go with the last person they started and won a game with would be Flacco, but I don't really care. Just lose games. That's all I care about.
Yes. We Mississippi. Right on. Jimmy, that's awesome.
Welcome.
And then last piece of around the news, we had a football game last night.
We did.
We had a barn burner of a football game last night. It was, the New England Patriots at 1 win or 2 wins.
2 wins. Yep. And
two
one
wins.
of her, because you're thinking of the unbelievable win they got against us. The early 2000 Patriots, Tom Brady, Mac Jones jumped in Mac Jones' body, and
right.
I still can't believe that. That's so embarrassing. But anyways, go ahead.
They took on the playoff bound Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
And jumped on them 21-3.
Quick, boy.
And then they held on for dear life to win 21-18.
I swear to God, Mikey, I don't know if you were watching to the very end, but when they had that fumble, I don't know why, but I swear I thought, watch New England not get the ball, and the Pittsburgh winds up getting it and running it in. They actually dropped it at first. It was still on the floor, and I said, "Oh no, don't do this." That's going to be a typical, because remember they had that play. What was it last year? They did the stupid,
throwback.
Yes. I'm like, this would be such a. By the way, it would be such our luck as a Bills fans. We need Pittsburgh to lose, and they freaking win on something like that. Right, so I'm like, oh, thank God they bounced on it. All right, good.
Yeah, well, they allowed block punts. They tried to give that game away.
I know.
Last night.
I know.
And Pittsburgh just didn't want it. Beth,
at home too.
Yeah,
Beth, crowd chanting for
Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph's no better.
What are they insane? I mean, I don't understand. Sometimes fans, I don't get fan bases sometimes. Do you know how hard it is to win with a backup quarterback? To be legit, good.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, listen, there's a few out there, but it's still very hard to go on a whole season. I'm just saying, God forbid we lost Allen. We'd be screwed. We'd be fucked.
Yeah.
There's no, but you got teams like the Colts. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, on every team, you lose your starting quarterback, it's very tough to go on.
Yeah.
So I don't get Pittsburgh's fans why they think Rudolph's the answer over, Trubisky, who's a better backup in my opinion. So it's just weird.
I love you too, Spen. The lazy content creators.
Hey, whoa. I've been doing videos, pal.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm not gonna
Unbelievable.
Spen, I love you, buddy.
Jeez.
Oh, that's awesome.
We were a little lazy.
How do you not throw Pickens? How do you not throw Pickens the ball at all? Really? How do you just not throw your best guy the ball?
That's on Trubisky, though. He has to play better. But I don't care. Good. Keep playing bad.
Right. Yeah. They were trying to find a way to lose. Listen, with the Patriots winning last night, it helped the Bills. I mean, it doesn't so much help us in the standings because we still got to win. We got to take care of our business.
Yeah. But we don't even move up.
It helps. Knock the Steelers down, but it also keeps, the Patriots from getting the number 1 overall pick. Like, listen, I hope they win a couple more games and just keep knocking them down farther down the draft order. Get them out of the top 5. Don't let them get Williams, May, or Marvin Harrison Jr. Knock them out of the top 5.
You heard today Marvin Harrison may not even come out.
Which is crazy. I think he's going to come out because his quarterback, who was his high school quarterback, just went into the transfer portal. So why would he go back?
Though, to get drafted to
like Arizona,
right? Like a terrible, terrible team.
Well, it's not like he needs the money.
I mean, but he has to understand. No matter if you're going top 5, number 1, whatever, you're going to go on a bad team. More than likely, you know what I mean? That team's going to be a bad team. So he's just going to have to get over that fact.
Mahomes is not questionable. Mahomes is going to play. He was full participant all week. They put him on the report because he had
he's playing
treatment on his pec. And after the whole Joe Burrow thing, everybody refuses not to put everybody. If they had any kind of treatment, they go
right. Ain't playing around, boy. NFL will fine your ass.
Yep.
They don't want to. Owners don't want to lose that money.
Pickens is career's gonna be wasted, but Pickens also needs to grow up a little bit. I mean, he was pouting on the field. Yeah. I would like to see him get moved maybe this offseason into somewhere that actually uses him.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what they do, but they're in a tough situation.
Trade Pickens to the Bills in the offseason. I would take him in a heartbeat.
Heartbeat. Without questioning it.
I would send my first for Pickens. If we were going to take a receiver anyways in the first round.
Late round.
Pickens
who cares?
Pickens in year 2, I would absolutely send it.
Absolutely.
That dude's a stud. Mahomes is never questionable. Ask any announcer. Mahomes plays on sprained ankles and just,
it's crazy.
The guy just plays.
Hey, you got to give him credit. Tough kid. Yeah, tough kid.
Burrow thing is only reason Allen's on. Yeah, Allen came off the report and then they put him back on the report because of the whole Burrow thing.
Yeah, they didn't want to get that fine.
See, the Bills find Shaq Lawson. Yeah,
they sure did. Yeah. And you got to, no matter what. Like, you got to. You can't go into the stands. You can't push the fans or media member, whatever. You can't. You got to let no matter what they say. But like I said when we talked about that 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, security also needs to do a better job too.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, speaking of security, sorry about that. Sorry about cutting you off, but because we were talking about this, and I'll lose my train of thought if I didn't ask you. Speaking of security, what did you feel? I don't know if you saw that about who was it? The Jet, not the Jet security, the Philadelphia security guard getting it,
and with he had zero right to touch the play.
Right, unreal, right? Like that's crazy to me. Like I didn't know who that was at first. Yeah,
they ejected both of them, but that didn't penalize Philly.
Right.
Like that actually helped Philly because they lost their security chief and they lost their starting linebacker.
Right. Who cares? Exactly. The 49ers are the one that.
Now, I think it was one of those things. I don't think it was any ill intent because everything I've heard about.
But he shouldn't even be. But they're saying he shouldn't even be on. What are you doing even that close to the side?
Exactly. He shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been that close. He should have been.
Like you're not part. Yeah, you're not the fucking.
He's not part of game day. He's not part of game day staff. Why is he? Why is he standing on? That close to the
dude.
Sideline?
Right, you're security helping out a fight on the field. One, by the way, he's still not even supposed to do that.
No,
if players get into it, he has nothing to do with him.
Well, it's not. So it's not. The players aren't supposed to even get involved. It's supposed to be the refs that get in there.
No, but I'm saying if players, he's not. That's not his job. Like, so I'm like, I didn't even know who he was at first. I thought he was like a coach, and then of course the announcer was like, "Oh, that's big, whatever his name is, some Italian guy." I'm like, who cares?
Yeah. Big Joe or whatever his name is. Hooked Up Joe comes in and asks, or Big Dom, I think his name is.
Big Dom, yeah.
Big Dom.
Hey, you're not going to touch my players.
Yeah. How do you normally come off a bye? Good, bad, or indifferent? The Bills are undefeated in the Sean McDermott era coming off of a bye, but that doesn't mean shit.
But come on, Mike, you say it.
But they don't play. They don't play super crisp coming off a bye. Like one year we beat the Jets by kicking 5 field goals. Another, they're
Dolphins
usually the Dolphins.
And then we lost the Jags right after 9-3 or whatever it was, 9-6. Well, no, we don't. Traditionally, I'll be honest with you. Yes, we're 6-0 under McDermott, or what was it, 6-0, 7-0, whatever it is. But we play sluggish usually after bye week. So let's hope that that's not the case.
We have a different offensive coordinator this year.
Right. This would be the worst time to be sluggish.
Yep. Eric comes and says, "Hey, from Longview, Texas." I agree. I think we will beat KC this week, and we'll get into that. But
thanks for coming on the show, buddy. I don't know if you're new to here, but appreciate you.
Yep. Jason comes in and says, if I knew we were going to get fined anyways, would have RKO'd somebody out of the stands. Yeah, but then he gets suspended and has a lawsuit and all that. You don't.
Oh, yeah. And you right. Yeah, it's not good.
Who's this we're talking about? Oh, we were talking about Big Dom and that fight between the Eagles and the 49ers when Greenlaw got kicked out. Like, why is the security chief even on the field touching players?
Right. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't even know who the Buffalo Bills security guy is. Never even seen him.
Nope.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, a lot of people did pass on Pickens because of the red flags, and attitude was one of them. The dude's talented, though. The dude's all around talented. Can Tennessee pull off the upset? Can they? Yes. Will they? Probably not.
Right. Where are they at? In Tennessee, right? I think this game's in Tennessee.
No, it's in Miami.
Oh, is it Miami?
Yeah. Can they?
Chances are slim.
Can they?
Okay, let's rewind. Any team can beat any team. And what do they say? Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah.
But the chances, let's be real, are slim. Dolphins have a better roster than Tennessee, who has a rookie quarterback. By the way, the Dolphins defense has been playing better. So I don't see that happening. I don't. Dolphins are going to win that game. I would be shocked.
Security guy is Shaq Lawson.
I know, yeah. He's a security / football player, right?
Right. What's going on, Spears Bills? Says, is Chiefs defense good still? Yes. Chiefs defense is actually a top 10 defense this year. I don't know where they exactly rank right now. They did lose Tranquil, they're one of their starting linebackers, and they lost Cook, their starting safety. But I believe they're getting back Nick Bolton this week, who's actually their starting middle linebacker. So Tranquil is actually, I think, better than Bolton, personally. Bolton plays the run better. Tranquil plays everything. He's just one of those guys that is just super versatile. So, matter of fact, let's just jump in. Well, let's not jump into that. Let's talk about the Dunn report first. So,
you want to do that or the Vaughn? You want to?
We'll just hit Vaughn first. Let's hit Vaughn first.
Okay, let's start with the beginning of the bye week from hell.
Yes, the report came out about Vaughn. Allegedly, had allegations of domestic abuse against his pregnant girlfriend. The first night came out all about it. By the next morning, it was said that the girlfriend's come out and is recanted and said, it was a verbal argument. It wasn't physical. Bill's Mafia lost its freaking mind. And my take on the whole thing is we have no idea what happened. So I'm just going to let it play out. Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane came out and talked about it and said the league, granted, charges haven't even been pressed against him yet. They haven't even pressed charges.
Right. He got arrested, so it's out there, but they haven't officially pressed charges. He hasn't gone to court. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but yeah,
they arrested him.
Right.
He bailed out.
Now it's up to the DA.
Now he's pending charges if they decide to file charges against him.
Correct. And I don't know. By the way, I don't know because it happened in Texas, Mikey. I don't know Texas law.
Neither do I.
But there was somebody, by the way, in here from Texas earlier that said here from Texas. So maybe you would know if you're still in here. But I know Florida law because I'm from there initially. Even if the person that was said that they had physical abuse against them, even if they say no, never mind, I don't want to press charges, it never happened, the state could still take over You know what I mean? So even without them being like helping out with the state. So that's Florida law though. Every state has different laws. So I don't know if Texas has that, because if they don't, then more than likely if she's not willing to cooperate, then the case probably will be dropped. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know Texas law. Texas law could be like Florida law.
Well, Triggs comes in and says this is the third time it's happened with the same woman. And
I said that too.
And he's never been charged with anything. So my guess is it will probably
be toxic.
Dropped.
Yeah, it's toxic.
And listen, it's his personal life. He can do what he wants to do.
But you're gonna keep going through this though. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't want to. If you're gonna remain on the scene and remain, I will say this: if you're gonna remain in the scene in the NFL, like be an NFL player, if you want to have, because it's not even beside the NFL, you have people that are paying you to do commercials and ads and stuff like that. You're gonna lose those sponsorships. If you continue to mess around, that's you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So is it worth it to be with somebody that's an intox? I would really, if I'm Von Miller, even if this thing, nothing happens, I would really consider either getting therapy, whatever you got to do, or get away from that.
Listen,
because you're going to really, I'm just saying, like,
I'm not even going to try to give out advice. Listen,
no, it's not advice. I'm just saying how I would do. I definitely wouldn't mess around with that. So
I got lucky. I got married when I was really young. It's been a fantastic relationship. I've never run into situations like this, so I can't even try to comment on a relationship that's like.
So I have. So that's why I can comment.
I'm just saying I physically can't comment on it because I've never.
But never physical. Not me. Not anyone saying I did anything physical. But I've had girls that were physical on me. And I've had girls lie on me, and I've had also close friends that had the same thing. So it's a very dicey, tricky situation when it comes to he said, she said, and that's why I always tell people sometimes it sounds really bad on paper. It sounds really bad, hearing it from stories that from TMZ and all that. But you gotta sometimes just sit back and wait for everything to come in, and then be the judge at the end, and for yourself. But right away, instant reactions are usually bad, Mikey. And I think that's what happens a lot of the time when this stuff occurs. But like I said, man, I will say this real quick before when we move on, and we'll get into the Sean McDermott stuff.
Yeah,
I want to tell everybody in this chat right now, about this channel compared to a lot of other channels, and everyone has their opinion. I'm gonna tell you right now, on this channel, we're gonna give you the good, bad, and ugly. This isn't a rah-rah channel, and this isn't a channel where you're going to come on and you're just going to hear us just talking shit and hating on the team. That's not what we do here. But we're going to give you the raw truth is how we see it. And it's opinion-based. It doesn't mean it's factual. You can take it for how you want it. And really, that's what we're about here. So we're gonna keep it honest, real, and some of you guys may not like it. Some of you guys may love it. But I'm just telling you how it goes, because I notice a lot of times a lot of people on these kind of situations are
quick to judge.
And they're really one-sided, like they're never down the middle, and it's really, really and me and Mike try to stay down the middle on everything. So just a heads up with that, because I've gotten some funky comments, and I see it also gives a lot of people fighting online with stuff like this, and I don't want that to be like that. But I will say, Mikey, boy, oh boy, and I'm not going to name drop the other content creators that cover the Buffalo Bills, but boy,
they're very opinionated.
Whoa, and they're very opinionated on one side.
Yeah,
I mean, most of them. I'm really surprised because, and I'll tell you why, and we'll move on. Didn't they learn their lesson from the Matt Araiza thing? Didn't they learn their lesson from Ed Oliver? You got to really be careful with that before you jump and say that guy's a piece of shit. He shouldn't be on the field. What are they doing? Shame on them. I get it's their opinion, but I'm sure. And by the way, real quick, Mikey, I was just so curious. And I went back on Twitter and I pulled up like old Twitter things like Ed Oliver getting arrested. And I wanted to see what people were saying. And oh my God, It was terrible. Get rid of this guy. He's an idiot. Fucking idiot. Should be, should go. And I'm like, whoa. And then look, you know what I mean? So
it turned out he didn't even have
it. Exactly. So it's just like, guys, sometimes you got to slow down, settle down, wait till everything unfolds, and then you can fine. In your opinion is your opinion after that.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about that.
So here's my opinion on this.
Yeah.
If it's true, the dude deserves to be in jail. If it's not true,
100%.
Then a lot of people are going to owe him apologies, and he should probably think about what his life choices that he's making off the field. However, he most of the time I'm going to take the middle standpoint. I'm not going to rush the judgment because I'm not who I am. I don't usually rush the judgment. I'm going to lay out the fact. If it's true, the dude should crucify because there's no reason to ever lay your hands on a female.
Oh, I agree. And real quick though, I got to say though too, which is an odd thing, and we'll move on because I have this. I don't know why I pop in. They have the audio out. I don't know if you heard it of her calling 911.
Nope, I haven't.
Okay, so they have an audio out of her calling 911, and it's exactly what they said. Okay, her saying that he hit her and blah, blah, blah. And then she came out the next day and said, it's blown out of proportion. That's where it gets dicey with me because it's like, girl, like, why are you get what I'm saying? Like, you're really putting him in a bad situation if it's not true. Like really bad. And if it's true and that was said, now you're changing the story. It's that's where I'm saying, Mikey, it's really dicey. And I can't lean one or the other. I'm just saying, I don't get that part of the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? Because
I will tell you, I have a friend who's gone through that where he truly didn't do anything. And his girl said the same thing. Right.
That's what I'm saying. Just to get the cops there.
She was pissed off trying to get him jammed up. And he wasn't even famous.
And it could happen. Yeah.
And it could happen. Things get out of control.
No doubt about it.
You don't know what's going on. Things happen like that. So I will, regardless of like you read what was said about Matt Ariza. That was
really bad. Hideous. And I will say this too. And we'll agree on this, I think, Mikey. The Matt Ariza thing. And I'm not saying this isn't a bad situation, what happened with Von Miller, the allegations.
Yeah.
But the Matt Ariza allegations, for me at least, were really, really extremely bad. Big time prison sentence if he were to go. I mean, big time. Underage.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the other word, GR. Y'all know what that means.
Yep.
Extremely bad situation for this young. And he's a kid. He's young. It's not like Von Miller is old. He has the money to get lawyers. And I understand why the Bills did what they did for Matt Ariza's sake, if that's what they did it for. Because Matt Ariza needed to take care of business because forget football. It's your life that's on the line. You get what I'm saying? So I get that situation. This situation, I think, is a little different. And that's why the Bills – also, he's a Hall of Fame linebacker. I also get that side of things too. But I will say this. I think if that was Vaughn, I think the Bills would have also did the same thing. I do. I think in that situation, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying the situation is bad.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I could be wrong. I'm just throwing that out there.
NFL would have put him on the.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, because listen, but let's just take this. And this is the last thing I'll say on the whole situation. Then we'll move on. Go look at Justin Ross for the Chiefs. He was accused of the same thing. Whatever the NFL found, they put him on the commissioner's exempt list right away. He just recently cleared whatever he had to clear up. He got suspended 6 games. He'll be back after the Bills game. The commissioner hasn't even put him on the exempt list.
Right. No, I know.
Whatever their team has found, has led them to not want to do that. So I'll leave it at that. And then we can
let it play out. But one more quick thing though on this. It does bring an interesting thing up though, because we talked about this before this incident. And we were saying, should the Bills make him inactive because of his productivity on the field, right? Maybe Vaughn needs a week or two to maybe get right because right now, maybe there's a player that could step in and do a better job than he's doing, right? Now, here's the dilemma. What if they make him inactive, Mikey? And now you got fans going, "Oh, are you making him inactive because of?"
He's not.
I don't think so. I'm just throwing this out there.
Paying him too much money to make him inactive.
I agree. Listen, Mikey. I agree, but we're not in game day yet. I'm just throwing this out there. What if they did? I think the fans would. They'll say it's because of productivity. They're not going to say You get what I'm trying to say?
You'll have a 50-50. Some of them will think it's productivity. Some of them will think it's
dicey, boy.
It's the other one. Either way, whatever reason, if they decide to, make him inactive, they make him inactive. I think they should cut back. I think they should cut back his reps and let the other guys pass.
And we've said that. We said that 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I really believe that.
Yep. So let's jump into the Sean McDermott controversy.
Oh, the McDermott talk. Here we go.
Tyler Dunn wrote an article. He sourced 25 ex-players, ex-coaches, and ex-personnel people that worked with the Bills over the last 7 years in the McDermott era. Mm-hmm. And he, came out, talked about, 13 seconds. He talked about accountability. He talked about the coaches feeling they had to overcome their head coach. He talked about some weird 9/11 reference, which I'll be perfectly honest, it happened 4 years ago. I don't really care. He apologized for it. Like, it is what it is. I mean, it's a dumb thing to say, and he's gonna have to live with that. But that wasn't my biggest takeaway from that article. It's the lack of accountability that he takes when things go wrong. He also talked about how he found out that he did call the 13-second defense. He did call the kickoff. They wanted to squib kick it. He said no. Like, honestly, it was kind of a hit piece. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Yeah,
it was written to shine negative on McDermott.
Oh yeah.
It absolutely.
And by the way, they took his press pass away. So
years ago.
Definitely, I'm just saying, because he was he was writing bad articles or
about
kind of
McDermott.
Right. So
because he's friends with Monos and a bunch of other former Bills that McDermott can to bring in Bean and team.
Right. So I could see why he's throwing this, and this is a perfect time, by the way. Bye week, 6-6, things aren't going so great. Fuck it, throw it out there. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, him coming out and addressing the one part of the article, which is the 9/11 thing, tells me that there's some truth to this. Right? Some truth to this article, because I didn't see it. Listen, he didn't sit there and deny the rat. He didn't touch on anything else. He left it alone. Now, Brandon Beane came out today. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
And he kind of addressed it a little bit by saying, well, there's going to be some disgruntled employees.
So did Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde said the same thing. But what do you... Listen, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott are extremely close. We know how close they are.
Yeah.
They're boys. He's not going to come out and say, well, yeah, this is true about Sean. What's Micah Hyde going to say? My defense coordinator, head coach is a jerk. That's
right. Piece of shit. Right.
They're in the middle of the playoffs. It's not going to happen.
Right. Nope. By the way, no player. I'm
say that.
Very fucking rare. By the way, real quick story, funny story. I used to play basketball way back in the day in Florida, and we used to play with the Dolphins. Dolphins players used to go to the park. Jason Taylor, a couple other linebackers. And me as a Bills fan, I'm like, oh, this is when they had Jay Fiedler. And I'm like, oh, you guys like Jay Fiedler? Huh? I was trying to be cocky a little bit because he was terrible. And he's like, hey, man, we love our quarterback. And I'm like, there you go. They're always going to stick up for their teammates or coaches. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's never going to be until they leave. You know what I mean? They'll always ride or die with their. It's a brotherhood. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Very rare do they put their coach or players under the bus. Now, there's some people that do, but it doesn't happen a lot. So they won't even the guy won't even throw Jay Fiedler under the bus, and he was terrible. So,
Roy comes and says Pat Moran would disagree with everything you all just said. I didn't say anything negative. I felt when I read it, my opinion was it was very much a hit piece on McDermott. Did I say it's true or not true? No. I believe a lot of what was written is absolutely true. And but it was definitely not a two-sided thing. It was a one-sided article that outlined McDermott's failures and why the Bills are where. Do I agree with some of what he said? Yes, I do. I do think we need to move on from Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
I haven't been shy about that on this podcast talking about it this year.
Yeah.
I don't know we will win with Sean McDermott as our head coach. He shrinks in the big moments.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. He talked about that as well, but
yep. So, I mean, but let's call it what it was, It outlined all his faults. There was
it was nothing really. Now, he was on Colin Cowherd today. He did say some good things.
Yeah, he said, he brought him out of
the 17-year drought. Right.
It was a clown show here with Rex Ryan. He
Exactly.
brought some stability. So he gave him some credit, but, he just called it how he saw it.
Yeah. Listen, there's going to be some truth to that article. It's a long article, 3-part. And by the way, I only read the free 3 parts. I want to see the whole article because I'm very curious, what was said. But, there's going to be some, of course, like over the top, maybe not some untruth to the story, but there's going to be some truth. And like I said, he already admitted to one thing.
So listen, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And let's be honest, if Quentin Spain is one of his sources, chalk that up to a guy who's just has an axe to grind. He's been screaming it since the day we released him. That he was not happy with McDermott and how he runs things. So, it is what it is. But my biggest takeaway from all that was, his inability to take accountability on himself. Because all year long, he was quick to throw the offense under the bus and praise his defense. But the last few weeks, his defense has been letting us down, and it's been the offense that's been keeping us in this thing. But he hasn't said shit about that. Where's the accountability for that?
And he won't. He won't. He won't. So my takeaway, the 9/11 reference was just
it's a truth piece, not a hit piece. Okay.
Yeah.
How feel about it?
I think it's I put it this way. I think there's a lot of truth to it, and there's probably some far stretched things, okay? Because he doesn't like it. It's going to be that
probably
way.
Sit somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I think the 9/11 reference is terrible. I think I don't know what, I gotta be honest with you, Mikey. He obviously thought about that the night before, because you don't just think about that.
How do you think about that?
Right. You don't think
script that out.
That's what he scripted it out, dude. That wasn't like an on the fly thing, that's what makes it even like, bro.
Even worse? Like how?
What are you right? And why are you comparing like of all the things? So yes, it was a long time ago.
Right? They didn't execute. Never his fault.
But my God, Mikey. But
they didn't execute his all-out blitz. Damn it. He didn't execute his all-out blitz on back-to-back plays.
It's wild to me. It's wild. But anyways, Mikey, that was the Sean McDermott.
Yeah. Listen, it will blow over. It will blow over.
No, listen, I think right now they're taking a bit of the article and really riding with it right now, which is the 9/11 thing, because it is important. It was a tragic event, and our team plays in fucking New York.
The only team that plays in New York.
Right. So it's like only football team, right? But it's just like I don't know. Either way, and then obviously the rest of the article really sheds a light on a lot of things, but I don't think they're going to get rid of McDermott anyway. So and even if the season
I don't think they're getting rid of good. I don't think they're getting rid of him either. I would love them to, because I don't want them to waste Josh Allen, and I think they're going to, and it makes me sad as a Bills fan.
And I will say this though, real quick before we move on: if we wind up somehow miraculously, like the football gods just like go, you know what, man, we're going to do the Buffalo Bills solid, and we're going to turn this motherfucker around right now. Here we go. 5-game winning streak, Super Bowl. We win it with Sean McDermott, and he's hoisted.
I hope to God that happens.
I will. Yeah, I will come on here, and I will say I was wrong. This dude's the man. I'm sorry. I will do a whole fucking video on how Sean McDermott is the man
able to get us over the
saved Buffalo, right? But I don't see it. But if it happens, I'll love it. Thank you, Sean.
Depending on how it rolls out, it'll be depending on what I respond. Because if they just play above his horrible coaching, then I'm not gonna. They want to fight him. Now, if he gets his head out of his ass and he loosens his sphincter,
changes his ways a little bit, right? Like to grow some balls,
cojones, and doesn't get doesn't look at the negative and looks at the positive of outcomes. Then I will
absolutely
I'll give him the credit that he deserves, and I'll eat crow for it. And I hope I have to eat crow, because I want a freaking Super Bowl in Buffalo.
Right.
Exactly. That's all I want. Just give me one.
Right. That's it, dude.
Just give me one. You know,
that's all. It's all.
And I would love it to win with this team because after this year, I don't think we're gonna have Hyde and Poyer anymore. We're gonna lose a lot of those guys. I would love for those guys to get a ring for what they helped us come out of.
Right.
The dark 17-year drought era. Those guys deserve it. So, with that, let's get off of McDermott and get into what really matters.
Yeah,
which is game day. So let me bring up the injury reports. Boom. Let me make this bigger so you can see it. All right. So we'll start with the Chiefs. Left tackle Donovan Smith out. They're going to have a rookie out of Michigan. Or not Michigan, out of Oklahoma starting. Rookie 4th round pick, I believe he was. Isaiah Pacheco, they're starting running back, out. So you're going to see more Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, that's a big loss for them. Pacheco's a good player.
He runs hard. He's their power back.
He's like the Zach. What we wanted in Zach Moss when he was here.
Yep. Drew Tranquil, we already talked about him a little bit. He's out. Brian Cook, we already talked about him. He's out. Then they like Jerick McKinnon, who has a groin injury. He was limited early at full practice. Jerick McKinnon being banged up too is scary because that just leaves Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the only back if McKinnon can't go. McKinnon's their passing back. So it'll be interesting. I bet you they put Rashee Rice in the backfield. I bet you they put in Tony in the backfield. I bet you they mix it up knowing that Pacheco is out.
Yeah.
Bolton's still on injured reserve. I have a feeling he's going to come off tomorrow and he'll be active for Sunday.
I think I saw something on Twitter say he's going to play, but I could be wrong.
He's full practices all week, so as long as he has the stamina up, I believe he'll be ready to go. On the Bills side, we are as healthy as we have been.
About damn time.
Dalton Kincaid, full practices. Josh Allen, full practices. Leonard Floyd, full practices. Dane Jackson, full practices. Taylor Rapp, full practices. Dawson Knox and Kyer Elam both have their 21-day windows opened up and could come off of IR this week. I don't know if they'll pull Elam off. No, I think they should.
They won't. You won't see him.
But with Dane Jackson back and the secondary getting healthy, I don't think they'll pull him off yet. I think they'll wait another week or two before they have to. But I do think Dawson Knox is going to come off of injured reserve and have some type of role.
I think so too. By the way, thank you, Jose, for reminding me because I always forget. I remember on my videos though. So, guys in the chat, all 40 of you, 50 of you, hit the like buttons, subscribe, and super chats are always welcome, and also the notification bell in case you want to watch further shows from me and Mikey. So, yep, thank you.
I love this one, Spin. What we wanted in Zach Moss is what the Colts got in Zach Moss.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. So it's nice to see that from a health standpoint, this is as healthy as we've been. You know who you don't see on that? Gregory Rousseau for the first time.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe he's finally back from his foot and ankle injury from earlier in the season. Because a healthy Rousseau and a healthy Floyd makes a very dangerous defensive line.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It'll be great. Oh, DJ Stone in the house.
Yeah, he was just messaging me. I was letting him know we were live.
Yes.
What's up, DJ Stone, our resident Buffalo DJ? If you guys need a DJ, man, that's the man right there.
Beth, I do agree with that as well. I like the Colts' run scheme. I don't think our run scheme fit what Zach Moss was.
Yeah, and I don't think. And by the way, our offensive line was not right.
Good.
So
wasn't good at all.
No, not for him, and he was not elusive like Singletary, who can make that first guy miss. You know what I mean? It kind of gets some positive yards, and also too, I will say this: Moss aged more too in the NFL. He's, you know what I mean? Like he's been in the NFL a little longer. Second season with the Colts. He's getting better as he ages, and that's normal. Sometimes that happens, guys. So it is what it is. Good for him. I'm glad he found a spot there.
I believe Dane Jackson's is technically still in the concussion protocol. I don't think he's actually been cleared yet because he showed up on the injury report. But I believe he'll be cleared out by tomorrow, and he'll be ready to go because he practiced all week, full practice all week. So I hope we see a desperate needed win. Yeah, we need that win. I hope the Bills come out and get ready. I wonder if Lenny gets the call up.
Good question, man.
That's a great
he says
question.
He's ready, by the way. He says he's ready. He says he knows the playbook now. I mean, that's what he says.
I want to see Lenny. I do. And I would like to see Lenny in place. And Tommy's not going to like this, but I want to see Lenny in place in place of Murray.
I think I've made a mistake.
I don't.
I do.
I don't.
Now, that doesn't mean, by the way, though, that you have to. You could still give Murray more snaps, though. You can give Fournette more snaps than Murray. But I think the problem here with that is. I think Ty Johnson you can still have out there as special teams because that's what he does.
So they're gonna
make somebody. They're always gonna make. Well, there's a lot of players that they could. That there's guys that they can not make inactive. So that just depends on the game plan who you think. But I'm just saying, I would not, because here's the problem. Like if we don't know what Fournette's going to be, he hasn't played for a long time. Mm-hmm. You get him out there and he's sluggish, or he's just not him.
You have
right, or
I know you.
But
Cook.
Yeah, but Cook's not Murray, and Cook can't pass protect, and I do not know how Ty Johnson is in pass protection. You get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going. You need a pass protecting running back there, and that's why James Cook is a liability, and that's why a lot of the times on passing downs you will see Murray in there. You need that workhorse, that bigger back, and that's why I like Fournette. Listen, I hope Fournette comes. I don't know. Cook's a liability when it comes back.
No, that's fine. But I believe both Ty Johnson and Fournette could be good pass blockers. I don't think you have.
They can be. But here's my thing. I haven't seen Fournette play in.
That's fine.
So who's to say? I'm just saying.
Well, we know Ty Johnson's good pass blocker.
My point is, I wouldn't make him an active the first week.
So you address 4 running backs.
Yes, if you're going to put Fournette in the game. You don't know what you're going to get out of him the first week. So I'm just saying, if that's what you're going to – now, here's the deal, though. If you're not going to put Fournette in the Chiefs game, okay, and you put him in, let's say, against the Chargers.
Or the Cowboys.
Fine. Whatever. I'm good. Then I'm good with Murray being – a game like against the Patriots, or a game that we couldn't win without – like, let's say Murray, like he doesn't do well. We still can wind up – we don't really need him that much. You get what I'm saying? Like, if he underperforms, I think it would be good.
See, I think you have too much faith in Murray.
I don't. I think Murray's a solid player.
I think he's a solid player that has been getting worse as the season has gone on. But that's neither here nor there. Dunn comes in and asks. We can agree to disagree. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've been agreeing too much anyway, so it's good that we disagree.
I know.
You think Puna should play over Tim Settle? I don't think Puna should play over Tim Settle. I think Puna should play over Jordan Phillips. Tim Settle still gives you, sporadic plays.
Man.
And Jordan Phillips, the only thing he's really done for us is get us penalties this year. Like, I have not seen much from him at all.
Yeah, he's it's
a liability
to say. But Tim Settle hasn't been good either. I just, what I don't like, what Phillips is doing this year that's bothering me the most is he's playing like he's getting too many like he's doing too dumb of things. I don't think he's playing terrible. I just think he's hurting the team with dumb penalties, and you can't have that. It's like he's losing his mind out there. You know what I mean? Like, say, I listen. By the way, losing will do that. Okay, when your team loses, you usually play with an edge like that, and maybe he's just not having a good season. Like, you know what I mean? Where as far as losing is really affecting him, but I don't know. Tim Settle's just not. He's not showing up, Mikey. Now he played a little better the last 2 weeks, I would say. He's come around a little bit, but he's still that's a tough one for me. I don't know.
Appreciate you, DJ Stone.
Hey, thank you, man.
Join the channel. We appreciate you, buddy. Call up Lenny. Yeah. I don't know. I've still seen more production out of Settle than I have Jordan Phillips. I know Jordan Phillips is your guy and you love him. But I'm not. But I understand though too with your point. You see what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't hate it. You know what I mean? Now the Murray thing, I don't know. But the Phillips thing, I would be okay with. I wouldn't sit back and be like, I can't believe Phillips is inactive. You get what I mean? Yeah. Like I would understand that. Yeah, I'm glad you did. You can disagree with me on the Murray thing. I'm happy that we can have a disagreement. We've been far too on the same page this year, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, we need to have a team Tommy versus Team Mikey return, okay? Damn it.
Right.
We're too kumbaya, and I don't like that. We need to get a little back and forth going here. Cornerback Dane Jackson has cleared the concussion protocol. Okay, great. I'm glad he's cleared. I hadn't heard that. I understand why they put Phillips at one tech I don't understand why. Dude, McDermott's a dum-dum. He did the same thing when we had Vernon Butler. He did the same thing when we had Trent Murphy. He plays his guys that he likes. Which is what it is. Regardless of how they play, he puts them out.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, or they stay on the team and just collect paychecks.
He did the same thing to Quentin John. It was Quentin. God, what is his name? The defensive tackle that they put at one tech. What is his last name?
It was a tackle they put at one.
Yeah, it was Quentin something. It was a few years ago. Jefferson. Thank you, Spen. Quentin Jefferson. Remember, we brought him in. We were super excited about him. He was a 3 tech, and they put him at 1 tech. They played him out of position, and then they cut him at the end of the year. Poona Ford, is basically in that same situation.
All about him.
Like they don't, for whatever reason, McDermott doesn't use that. Poona Ford has been an extremely effective defensive tackle.
By the way, he could be
1 tech and 3 tech.
Poona Ford might be
doesn't put him on the field.
He might be number 26 on his article.
Right? Like Poona Ford is matter of fact, at the end of the bye week, article came out. Poona Ford said he doesn't understand why he's not given a jersey.
That's what I'm saying. So Tyler Dunn's part 4 could include 26 player to talk about the situation. Yeah,
I passed on more money to come here, and you don't even play me. Like
it's wild, and I'm glad he vented his frustration.
Me too.
Because it's like, dude, like I'm not saying Poona Ford's this Hall of Fame player and we're screwing him, but Poona Ford is a solid player, and for some reason or the other, McDermott's just inactive. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. It's like he's in the doghouse from day one.
It's done. And he has been balling out with the Jets. And before that, he went to the Raiders and he balled out with the Raiders that got him to the Jets. Like Quentin Jefferson tore it up the second he left Buffalo. He tore it up before he got to Buffalo, tore it up after he left Buffalo. We just don't use the guys that come here. And I just don't understand the major malfunction at the top of our. You get a guy who's a solid defensive tackle, and you play a guy who's been here, who gets stupid bonehead 15-yard penalties that cost us games, yet you keep running them out there.
Seems like a lot of players
just don't
who've left Buffalo have went on to play.
Have good seasons? Right. Yeah, imagine that.
I mean, on both sides of the ball. It's wild.
Yeah.
Even Mongo Feliciano,
who's with San Francisco this year and is doing well.
I
mean, he did horrible in New York, though.
He did. I'm not, but he's found a home. But I mean, it happens sometimes. We've talked about this. So certain players need a new change of scenery. Sometimes it does help them.
Might be a Seattle thing. You're right, Don. Maybe he just doesn't like Pete Carroll, so he gets these guys and he's just like, screw that, I'm gonna sit them. You're right.
Odd, bro.
I don't get
really
it.
Odd.
I don't get it. Phillips was good until he got hurt last year. You're right. When he was trying to chase that down and his hammy, and then he dove after Mac and dislocated his shoulder.
He did 2 dumb things last year, which I didn't understand. The interception return for Milano against the Titans, and he was 50 yards back. He's trying to sprint up field. I don't know what he was doing. Pulled his hamstring.
He was chasing him down and want to go celebrate with his boy.
Dude, just jog up there.
Right?
You'll get there, big guy.
Mac Jones, the Bill D-line killer.
My
right?
God.
They couldn't get Mac Jones. Oh my God.
My God.
I believe Mac Jones did run over one of our D linemen at one point.
So embarrassing. That guy's not even starting in the NFL anymore.
And we let him have a game-winning drive on that, our vaunted
with fucking ease, by the way. With ease.
By the way,
even worse. It wasn't like a fluke play.
You know who missed the tackle on that first play? Jordan Phillips. Couldn't bring down the running back.
Yeah.
Couldn't push him out of bounds on the sideline either.
We had a couple missed.
Yeah. Touche.
Right? Yeah, I don't think it was just Jordan. Yeah, I know.
But all he had to do was push him out of bounds, and he tried to, shoulder hit him.
How about we just play fucking defense and win a fucking game for once?
What's that?
A tight game. Yeah, my God.
What is that?
Can we close the show eventually?
We play good defense until our offense gives us a lead, and then they just okay.
We play good defense until the game gets tight.
Yeah.
And then that's where he unravels. I'm telling you, it happens every time. Every fucking time. I don't get it.
I hate thinking about McDermott.
That's what when I was talking about the Chiefs game earlier when I did a video. I'm like, yo, we better fucking win decisively because this game comes down to the end like a nail biter. We may be fucked.
And you know it's going to be a field goal, and it's going to be like a 60.
Right.
It's going to be like a 70-yard field goal, and he's going to bounce it off the upright and through.
Right. I get
so it's going to be like a 50-mile-an-hour gust.
7 seconds to go. No timeouts.
It's going to be it's going to be a
one big play.
Field goal.
Right.
69-yard field goal. And a 50-mile-an-hour gust is going to pick up
and
push it through.
It's just our luck. Right. Fuck, dude.
Like, did the dude in Philly hit a 59-yarder and a torrential downpour where you can't get your footing? Come on.
And our guy couldn't kick. Pat's couldn't kick a normal fucking 40 yard. I mean, it's just like I honestly thought he had no chance, bro, when he was going for that. I thought, he'll probably. I mean, I don't.
It'll go right or
that's what I thought. Or drop, short, fucking
because
great
he couldn't plant. And he pushed it through. Like, you gotta be shitting me, man.
Bro, I don't even get mad at you. Like when that shit happens now, Mike, I don't know about you. I'm just like,
I just laugh. I have to.
I'm just like, it was that. Yeah, that's pretty much how it's supposed to go. I mean, like, this is the Buffalo Bills, man.
When Josh walks off the field with the lead, our defense needs to be able to close it out. Everyone said, well, he had a chance to win it, and he missed Gabe Davis. Okay, they had miscommunication. He walked off that field with a 3-point lead. Our defense couldn't get the stop.
Right. And what drives me nuts is we have a defensive-minded head coach, a defensive coordinator, a guy that wanted to take on the role of defensive coordinator in 2023 this season because he thought that he would be best at it over everyone else that's capable of calling defensive plays on this team that could have done it. McDermott decided to do that, and look where we're at today, guys.
Yeah. I mean, here's the craziest part of all of it. I don't feel safe with a lead ever if we're giving the ball back to the defense.
Ever. And I'm fucking shitting bricks. I'm so nervous.
Right. That Tyler Dunn article, even talked about that, saying, McDermott said the offense scored too quick. There was 13 fucking seconds left. What do you mean the offense scored too quick?
Right. We needed 1 second.
13 fucking seconds left. You gotta be shitting me.
It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing at times.
Oh, makes me want to throw up. Makes me want to throw up. Yes. Where is it? I think it's Steve says it. For a defensive-minded head coach, are you surprised about the amount of players that just don't get developed? Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially on the defensive line.
Now, some do. I think Ed Oliver's come around, obviously.
Yep. It took AJ Epinesa until his 4th year with the last year of his contract to really break out.
But let's talk about AJ. How about the fact that his rookie year, they made him fucking lose weight?
And then he lost too much, and they said gain weight. And it took him 2.5 years to get to a different size.
He was fine in college. he was actually. What are you doing?
Change your body. Change your play style. I know you played that way your whole life.
So they threw him all. Then they're like, "Oh, we fucked up." The next, remember, we got him back to it. Oh, so you fucked the guy. Way to go, fucking McDermott and staff.
Why would you draft a player that doesn't fit your scheme? Oh, wait, it sounds like we did that in the first round too, recently.
Right.
Now
Bernard's worked out, and we thought that was listen, that's what I'm saying. I don't want this to be like we're just shitting on McDermott because there is some good things, and also Brandon Beane has drafted some players that are now working out.
Jackson as a 7th round pick has worked out. Exactly. Levi Wallace, an undrafted free agent, worked out. Although I hate the guy, and I think he's the reason why.
But he's an NFL player.
He's an NFL player. Benford was a 5th round pick who looks like he has a chance to be really good.
Yeah.
You know,
Gabe Davis for saying what you want about him, but he's a third round player.
He was a fifth round.
I thought he was fourth.
Fourth. You're right. He's fourth. He's a fourth round pick who's gone on to be really good. So
Dawson Knox, third round when he plays good.
Yeah. Singletary, you see what Singletary can do with the offensive line.
Absolutely, Devin Singletary, baby.
You know,
so there is some, like I said, there is some good out of this draft. Even on the defense, Trey White, Mikey.
Yep. Trey White ended up being an All-Pro.
You know what I mean? So,
well, we had some, some scrappy guys in both Hyde and Poyer.
Right, picking up free agents, and Hyde and Poyer's been here since his 2017. Like, so there is good.
Then you had freaking natures like Tremaine Edmonds, and you never saw him truly.
You didn't know how to work. You didn't know how to use them, right? Yeah. And neither does Chicago, by the way. So, but I agree. Like, it's wild, man. Like, but I would say, I would say a lot of the guys have worked out, and some have not. So I'm not going to totally poop on them on the whole players haven't developed. So I think he's done some good with some of these players, but I also feel like some of them he just doesn't know what the hell he's doing with them.
McKenzie, you talking about the face of the franchise?
I know.
Isaiah, face of the franchise, McKenzie?
He might be, by the way. If I had a guess on that article, like who players wise, I think McKenzie's probably one of them. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Feliciano.
Because everything they said bad about McDermott, they said good things about Brandon Beane.
Yeah. Spain's on there.
Quinn Spain. When did you hear when Dorsey got fired? Spain tweeted, wrong coach got fired.
Yes, dude. You want to talk about a guy who hates fucking McDermott? It's fucking Quentin Spain.
Buffalo Bills is like the movie Good Luck Chuck. You come to the Bills, when you leave, you get married.
I know, right? But for sure, funny. Man. I think Feliciano, like I said too, Spain. There's coaches I don't know. You know what coach I think might have Chad Hall. I really think Chad, because that was
it wasn't just Chad Hall. I think it was also the special.
No, I'm just saying. But I think Chad Hall is one of them as well. Like,
something happened.
It's just very odd to move on to take the same position.
Yeah,
very odd, Mikey. That doesn't happen.
I think it was also the special teams coach that got let go after that.
Absolutely.
I think he was part of.
Threw him under the bus. Yep.
Beth says McD needs to be a head coach and not a DC. Washington's more incapable. Hand it off and let fresh set of eyes. I don't want it to be Washington. I want it to be Bobby Babich. I want Washington to have no part. Did you see what he did to that Carolina defense when he took over for McDermott? He killed it. Do not let Eric Washington be our defensive coordinator.
Who called it? Was it Babich that called it in the preseason? The week?
No, it was our secondary coach. Damn it.
He did a fine job.
Yeah, it was our secondary coach. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
But who's to say, though?
Or Bobby. He's like, or Babich, that's fine.
But here's the problem, Beth. Who's to say, though, even if he decided to do that he wouldn't chime in and do what he did when Frazier was here? It's the same thing. Like, that's what McDermott does. That's the part that worries me.
That's cool, Roy. If McKenzie had nothing to good things to say about McDermott, that's cool. So did Pat DeMarco. That's awesome that they both spoke highly of
Pat DeMarco.
McDermott.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah,
remember Pat DeMarco?
Of course.
That was back when we were throwing bombs to our fullback down the field.
I absolutely do. I don't understand that. But who's to say?
I do get your drift, Beth. I would like to see him not be the defense coordinator too. Although I don't want to see him be our head coach either. And I know a lot of people love him and think that if we let him go, we're going to return to the 17 year. I truly don't believe that. I believe what a lot of the national media is saying when they're like, the Buffalo Bills, job would be one of the best jobs in football to have.
Yeah.
And you would have people lining up to try to get that job.
Colin Cowherd, when he was with Tyler Dunn, they brought up that point. It was an excellent point. And that's something that I really wish Bills Mafia would understand, because a lot of Bills Mafia live in fear. If we fire McDermott, we're going back to the drought years. And to me, it's like, guys, just like Colin Cowherd and Tyler Dunn said, you have a fucking team that's loaded, that could be a Super Bowl contending team. You don't think that top-notch coaches out there that would want to fucking die for a chance to coach Josh Allen and this team? Of course they would. You wouldn't be going out and getting Dick Duran. You would be probably getting the best available. Like they would be knocking at the door. So I wouldn't worry so much about getting stuck back with a coach that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't want to continue to just be a good team. I want to be a great team and win a Super Bowl. I think some fans are just willing to be good, like for this team just to be good. I don't want that.
That's awesome that Chad Hall refused to comment. But I loved Chad Hall.
Smart.
I wanted him to be one of the guys that could move up in our ranks. He's a super smart. The players loved him.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. It would have been awesome. And I agree, Jose. Sean McDermott is a great man. I love what he's done for Buffalo to this point. My biggest concern is we're going to wait too long to get rid of him, and we're going to be outside of Josh's prime, and we're never going to see what could have been, and we're going to have a bunch of what ifs, and I don't want that. I don't want that.
That's the tough part for me too. I feel like honestly, I know we talk bad about we talk a lot of bad, and I do videos and about Sean McDermott, but honestly, the guy's done a lot of good things here. I can't say that enough. It's just my God, we have to go when is enough is enough. We're going in, he's in year 7. And I asked this question. Right. And now all these things are coming. This is what happens, by the way, when teams just across any kind of sports, basketball, baseball, football, when teams start unraveling, this is the kind of shit, by the way, that happens. Stories come out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm just saying, guys, we can't continue down this road, especially if we're not winning, right? So now we go into year 8, and what's the excuse after year 8? Oh, right. We can't keep doing that same song and dance. There has to eventually be a change, and we have to understand this. That's it. But we'll see. The year's not over, right? The season's not done. So we'll see.
Yeah. How many game-winning drives does Josh Allen have that got denied because of the defense? Yeah,
Oh, a ton.
He's 0-6 in overtimes.
I mean, this season alone, do we want to count them? We could be a lot, a shit ton. I mean, I know for a fact. I go back in the schedule. Patriots. What else? What other games that we wind up getting the lead? Denver, right? Who else? Eagles, and there's more. There's something else I'm missing. I know I'm missing. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah.
But trust me, it's craziness. The Patriots. Did I say the Patriots?
Yep. You said we have the Patriots, the Eagles, the Broncos.
There's something else. I'm telling you.
I think we're missing one somewhere.
We definitely are missing somewhere.
Eagles, Patriots, Broncos.
Who did we lose to? We lost to the Bengals, right? We never had the lead there.
Yeah,
we lost to Jacksonville.
Jags, which we never had the lead there. We lost to the Jets, but that's because Josh Allen just kept turning the ball over.
That was a terrible game. Yeah, so that's 3.
And
we named
3.
And we just named it.
So the other 3
games.
3, yeah.
3 games. So we're still 3. 3 games. So take the 3 games for wins.
Can't count the first 2 years. And I wouldn't count the first 2 years with them.
We're a 9-win team, by the way, right now.
Yeah.
If you we're not having a conversation.
We're 9-3.
Can we get into the
playoffs? The leader in the MVP race.
Right. You know what I mean? Guys, think about it. It drives me insane.
Oh, makes me want to throw up to think about it. It is what it is, though. At the end of the day, let's quick the keys to victory, Tommy. Keys to victory.
Yeah, let's get to them.
Keys to victory. Keep the offense rolling. Josh, have his read stay short to deep. Continue the motion, continue the misdirection, and be attacking. That's what I want. Be aggressive, be attacking. And keep Josh's reads short to deep, not deep to short. I think that's key. On the defensive side of the ball, don't blow the lead. Don't blow the lead. I don't know what to say. At this point, just don't blow the lead. Don't blow it.
Do whatever opposite of what McDermott's telling you to do. If it's crunch time, it's just
I think it's going to be one of those things that the Casey's offense isn't great. Cover Kelsey.
No.
Cover Kelsey.
This is put bracket coverage on him at all times.
Make the other guys beat you. Force the other guys to beat you.
This is
that would be my defense of
this
philosophy.
is a perfect game for the Bills against the Chiefs team that right now is struggling on offense. Now their defense, I feel is still playing good, but offensively, you're right. Lock down Kelsey if you can. I mean, or at least do your best.
Well,
right?
do what the Green Bay Packers did. They put 2 guys on him at all times.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So play physical, double them, and let the rest beat you. And because
don't play
probably
contain.
not.
Be aggressive. You're right, Jason.
Yeah.
Don't play contain coverage. Be aggressive defensively.
Right.
Don't be afraid of giving up a touchdown.
Be aggressive. 100% be aggressive. No doubt about it.
You know.
Tackle, by the way. Tackle.
You're gonna get if you end up with Adam Gase, you'll be crying. So you're good with stuck in the media core overall. You're okay with keeping McDermott and having the same shit happen every year. I see. I'm willing to risk to put our team over the top. I don't think McDermott can get us over the top. I'm not okay with just going to the playoffs anymore.
And Adam Gase wasn't good before he went there, by the way, for the Jets. So just real quick,
bad
though, Carl,
in Miami.
Yeah. So exactly. So, Carl, how many more seasons though are you willing to accept this going on? Meaning the Bills don't go to a Super Bowl, don't win a Super Bowl under Sean McDermott. Are you willing to ride it out? You can't. I mean, me personally, I can't do that. You're missing an opportunity on coaches that are that can take you to a next level. And if you're passing them by and you're keeping McDermott around and he continues to fail, we're going to go back in time and go, fuck, what if we got Ben Johnson, who just won a Super Bowl at so-and-so?
Or maybe
what if we got, I'm throwing anybody. I'm just throwing,
guy.
I know that. It don't matter. I'm throwing a name out there. Anybody. It don't matter. Whatever name. Harbaugh. You're right. Harbaugh.
What if it's Tom?
Whatever name. Tom. I don't care. Whoever. I'm just throwing. What if there's a name out there, a coach out there who could have grabbed, that could have took your team to the next level, and we didn't because we thought McDermott, we're going to ride the ship. I'm telling you right now, we're in year 7. You got to remember that. I know these years are gone by quick, by the way, but we're going to be sitting here in year 10 going, what the fuck happened? We're 10 years in, nothing accomplished.
Yeah. This is everyone's biggest concern. If we go out and get a Ben Johnson, no, everyone's worried. So go get an accomplished head coach. You're telling me there's not an accomplished head coach out there that, they're talking about getting rid of Tomlin in Pittsburgh. But he's a Super Bowl winning head coach.
But let me ask you another question. How do you know Sean McDermott can get it done?
You don't. He hasn't done it yet.
But
they don't want to return back to not making.
But how are you going to get okay, let me ask you though. With the team we have in place, do you really feel that it could get bad with Josh? Listen, no matter what coach comes in with this roster, and by the way, we're all forgetting one key piece here. Brandon Beane is still a very, very good GM who can get good players to come to Buffalo. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the players to do it. I'm just throwing that out there. You can't continue to be scared of moving on and getting a new coach in here. I mean, that would be like a business that's struggling and keeping their CEO around because he did good a couple years. Them numbers were good, but now they're mediocre, and you're just like, oh, fuck it. I know there's another good CEO out there, possibly, but we're just going to ride the ship. Well, can't do that.
Then what do you think, Dunn? Well, I think I might be in the middle of another conversation.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not true. You got one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL, Dunn. You got one of the best receivers in the game.
I think they could do it with this roster.
Absolutely.
Especially this year with it being so open. Do I think they need to get better on offense? I do.
They do, and they can, but they can, and they will.
We just took Philly. We took Philly everything they had to beat us, and they're considered Super Bowl, contenders. So don't tell me this team couldn't do it. This roster couldn't get it done.
Right.
It comes down to, and the reason why we lost is, ultimately our defense couldn't get a stop at the end of the game. There was no adjustment whatsoever.
But you know what? That still hasn't been answered, though, by the way. And I've asked this question. How long are you willing to wait with Sean McDermott? Nobody's truthfully answered that. How many seasons?
Because they don't know.
Right, but I'm asking the people that want McDermott around, not the people that don't.
I know, but I don't think they know. I don't think they've ever thought that far ahead.
Right, but if you're so determined to keep McDermott around, then how long is enough for you to say we need a change? There has to be an honest answer. You have to know. You have to know. Not one more season, 2 more seasons, 3. Like, there has to be an answer there. I'm just saying. Like, I gave him till this season, and I was brutally honest. I said, if he doesn't get it here, we got to move on. It's year 7. I can't be sitting here in year 10 going, man, my God, we still have Sean McDermott. We haven't won anything. So just answer me the question. How long? How many more seasons?
Tommy, you've been asking this for weeks and no one's answered you.
Nobody. Not one person in the room. By the way, one person, anyone. Can anyone answer that?
Pagula loves Sean. He ain't going nowhere. Next year, if he doesn't get it done, he'll be gone. I don't believe he'll be gone next year either. Because Pagula is a hands-off owner. He is not involved. It's Sean and Bean who run this franchise.
Dunn, I missed your answer then. What did you say? Just give me 1, 2, 1 more season, 2 more seasons, 3.
Where did Dunn say it? Oh, okay. Here you go. He did say it right here. I'm willing to give him another year if he ends up like this.
Okay.
So what if he goes 13-3? What if he goes 13-4 next year and gets bounced in the division round again? Are you willing to keep him?
That's a great question.
Because I'm not. Because we keep losing in the division round.
Right.
I need someone who can get us over past the elite teams.
Do you want to
think of Kansas City and Cincinnati putting us out?
Are you willing to be a good team or a Super Bowl? Like, are you willing to be just good every year?
0 more years.
Right. Or do you want to win a Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Here's my thing. We've been with McDermott 7 years. I know what he could do. I know we won 3 AFC East titles in a row. It's great. I love it. We're a playoff team.
Okay.
No, you know what I'm saying? We're a playoff team for the most part, right? We know he can get us there. But there's plenty of coaches throughout the history of every sport that are good regular season coaches. They can't get the deal. They can't get it done in the postseason. So is that good enough for you as a fan to go, hey, my team is good, I'm good with that? Or do you want your team to be great and win a Super Bowl? Like, that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day.
You're good, brother. I got your answer. You're all good, brother. Thank you for answering it. This is the first person who's actually answered Tommy's question on that.
No, and I appreciate it. Yeah, not a lot of believe it done. No, not a lot of people answer that. They don't have it.
Tom, Bean and Sean will sell the injury on his defense.
Absolutely,
and that's bull crap because every team has injuries. Every team has injuries. It's crap that they can sell that, but it is what it is. Like I can sit on here.
We could be here all day talking about this conversation, guys. By the way,
because at the end of the day, Pagula is the one who has to make that decision, and I have a feeling he's going to ride with McDermott because he will. He's okay with just getting to the playoffs. He doesn't. He wants the Super Bowl, but he doesn't want to make a change.
And I honestly, I'll tell you what too. A lot of people that want to keep McDermott around fan wise, most of them haven't said why. The only reason that they ever given was, do you want to go back to the drought years?
Yeah.
Like they're not saying I want to keep him around because he's a hell of a coach, defensive mastermind. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people are in fear of getting a new coach and it failing. Yeah. That's more of it's not because you love McDermott, right? I mean, look at the chats up here, Mikey.
Yeah.
Do you want to lose McDermott and be a bad team and get a bad coach? It's not, McDermott's done a great job. He's a great coach. I love him. Like, nobody here has said, I love McDermott, keep him around. He's a defensive mastermind. It's not his fault. Like, nothing. It's more you guys are living in fear. If he leaves, we're going to be bad again. And that's the truth. I feel.
We're gonna go back to the drought without McDermott. Hell, we're 6-6 now.
Thank you. Right. We're getting there, guys.
Jason's like 1 more year, Super Bowl or bust. But that's what we said last year. Right. How many more times are we going to say 1 more year? 1 more year.
Right.
I don't think they're going to fire him because
they're not.
Gave him the new contract.
They are not. They are not. Nope.
But I think that if he doesn't do it this year, I think they should. Like, I'll be more interested if you can even get them into the playoffs.
I think the pressure. I don't
think we're making the playoffs this year, Tommy. I really don't.
I think the pressure will be on the Bagulas next year if we're in this situation next year again to fire him. You get what I'm saying? If we're in the same kind of predicament and players are, by the way, too, let's not even forget about players like Stephon Diggs, who had an issue in the offseason with coaching. That also can change things. You know, you got disgruntled players. You got articles out now. They may have no other choice. There it is. See, Roy said it. Thank you, Roy. You're an honest guy. Right?
Well, he said it for you. He's a
defensive mastermind. I said it, Tommy. Yeah, the mastermind. Mastermind of fucking giving up leads.
He came in and did what he was requested to do to rebuild this franchise.
Absolutely.
He is not the guy that is because he gets so tight at the end of the games, and it's just his personality. It's who he is. You know, he gets so tight at the end of the games that he's scared to lose the
unravels.
He unravels. And he gets scared at the end of the games. He wants to be perfect, and that can't be the case. You have to let your guys go out and make plays. At the end of the day, he overthinks it, and it screws us, and we don't win.
So you said we're not making the playoffs right now, Mikey. Right?
I don't think we are.
I
really don't.
So here's the deal. Here's how I feel it. Like I'm torn on that. So here's how I think. I think if we win the next two, we will win all five. I think these two are so important. You beat the Chiefs, you beat the Cowboys. I think the momentum swing, I think the confidence beating two good defensive teams, because Chiefs, by the way, that would be 4, Mikey, defenses in a row that are really solid. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yep.
You got the Jets, the Jets, the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. And then you play the Chargers, you play the Patriots.
And the Patriots have the defense.
I get that, but they're not as good as the 4 teams I just said.
No.
They're not as good as the 4 teams. And then you got the Dolphins last game. I really truly believe they can win these first 2, which are the most important for me. Then I do see us getting into the playoffs because I do believe they can win the next 3. It would be a disaster, Mikey, if they win the next 2 and then lose to the Patriots. Like, I would lose my shit.
That is so Billsy, though.
Dude, I may not be able to come on here if that happens. I really would.
What was funny? Shit. Nick Wright said the same thing. He's like, watch, the Bills are going to win the next 2 and then lose to the Chargers.
I would freak out, dude. I don't know if I could do a show. Like, I literally would get demonetized. I would be cursing the whole. I couldn't. I'd have to have you just do it. Mm-hmm. I would be so upset.
I listen. You know me, Tommy. I always, I expect the worst, hope for the best. I'm not expecting us to make the playoffs this year. I think we shot ourselves in the foot too many times. And there's nothing I have seen this team do but lose when it comes down to it. If we don't blow a team out, we don't win. Just the way it is.
I think we can, and the only reason I'm going to say that is because I think we still got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
I agree with that too.
And I think this offense has, and I think the offense has come around. So we'll see.
If we win the next 3 and lose the Zappy, I'm moving to Canada.
Dude, I'll have to shut down for like a week or 2 on this channel. Like I would just really have to comment.
That losing to the Chiefs isn't Billsy enough, right? Yeah, we got to win this first one. Before I
absolutely
anything,
one game. It's one game at a time. I mean, obviously, right? There's no other way around it. We have to win all 5. We're all in agreement with that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying how I see it. If they win these next 2, I really truly believe they can win the next 3 and get into the playoffs with 11 wins. I do. You got to remember too, Mikey, real quick.
Yep.
There's some major issues with the teams that are 7-5 right now. You see it. You saw it with Pittsburgh last night. Cleveland right now is working with fucking 40-year-old quarterbacks, right? Mm-hmm. That's not going to sustain long. You got who else? Who else right now? Houston is. I like them, but they could also lose some games. They're also you never know. Who else? Give me that breakdown.
Hold on, let me get there. Give me a second.
Yeah, give me that breakdown. Let's go.
Calm down, Turbo. Calm down, Turbo.
Let's go.
So right now, the Dolphins are in first.
We know that.
Baltimore, Kansas City, Jacksonville.
Right.
Then it's Houston, Cleveland,
7-5,
and the Colts.
7-5. 7-5, right? Because Pittsburgh just lost, right?
Yep.
The Colts, by the way, same issue. Backup quarterback. I like Minshew, but he's iffy. He's shaky. There's definitely a possibility the Bills can these teams can definitely lose out, or not, or at least go 500 the rest of the way.
I'll be interested to see if the Colts can beat they're at Cincinnati this week.
Or they can't go 500, 2-3 or 3-2, whatever. Sorry. Yeah, Cincinnati is that who is it? Cincy and Colts this week?
Yep, Cincinnati and Colts this week.
Oh boy.
So this week we have,
who do we even want winning there? I guess Cincy.
So listen to this. We have Cincinnati, or we have Indianapolis at Cincinnati. We have Jacksonville at Cleveland.
See, Jacksonville can win that game.
Yep. We have Houston at New Jersey. Jets.
I'll tell you what. The Jets defense could maybe cause problems for Houston with the rookie quarterback.
with Tank Dell being
out. And Tank Dell's out for the season. 100%. Yeah. That could be a win for the Jets. Absolutely. And by the way, Zach Wilson's Chargers. Back at quarterback. Not that he's great, but throwing it out there.
Then we have Broncos at Chargers.
At Chargers. Okay. So and by the way, the Chargers are such a weird team. The Chargers could beat the Broncos.
Nickel City Mafia, we appreciate
it. Hey, Mike.
Bills win the next 5. That's right.
My man. Thank you so much.
So that's this week, right? So next week, then we have the Chargers at the Raiders. We have Minnesota at the Bengals.
Which the Raiders could win that game, by the way.
Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. So those two teams are going to beat each other up. We have Houston at Tennessee.
Which Tennessee is a weird team. Yeah. Tennessee's defense is okay. And their offense is up and down. They can also
the Bears at Cleveland.
Bears can win that game as well. They're a weird team.
Yep. Then week 16, I'm just looking at those teams.
Yeah, it's fine.
We have the Bengals at Pittsburgh. We have Cleveland at Houston.
Right. And that's good for both. It doesn't matter on that one, right?
Indy at Atlanta.
Yep. And Atlanta is streaky. Atlanta's a weird team too. Yep.
Also, that starting week 16 comes the rest of Miami's tough schedule. They go
yes.
Dallas at Miami. They
Baltimore
go
and then us.
Baltimore and then us.
Right.
So and if we won out, there's still a chance of us winning this division.
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying I still don't believe it. I know it's tough because of the way we've been playing. But the reason why I feel a little confident is because who we have on the roster. But McDermott has to coach better. He has to figure something out.
No, just do that things.
Can't keep doing it on the same road.
Off of all these years, the Pats, Jets, Denver, really Philly. Really, the loss to the Pats, Jets, and Denver is going to be what really sinks us.
Absolutely, the Denver. My God,
the Denver and the Pats.
I do got a question, real quick. We win that game against Denver. Does Ken Dorsey get fired?
No, probably not.
So, I want to ask you: was it a bad thing? I know. I mean, we're a better team right now offensively. Because if we win that game, I don't know if he gets fired, Mikey. And we're still struggling on offense. So maybe that loss, guys, even though it's so shitty, it was
the problem. The problem is it was the wrong coach that got fired.
Right? No, I know that, but Dorsey, I still don't think Dorsey was ready yet.
No, I don't think so either.
You know what I mean?
You've seen the difference in the offense with Joe Brady. He has schemed an offense that includes motion and misdirections. All the shit we've been calling for all year.
Absolutely.
You seen him unleash Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Into things. They changed his reads from deep to short, from short to deep. They've changed all kinds of different things from him.
Right.
Dorsey just wasn't the answer. You're right. Dorsey just wasn't the answer.
In a weird way.
Barbecue.
It was a good thing we lost.
Barbecue Buffalo and Arrowhead. Okay.
Oh, he's a Chiefs fan. Okay. Yep. Hey, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you watching, man.
Yep. It's always fun to play the Chiefs in there.
I'll tell you what, though. Regular season, Jeffy. Yeah. I will say this, though. You own us in the playoffs. No doubt about it. We haven't, and you've won 2 Super Bowls. Awesome. Man, I wish we were winning Super Bowls like you guys, but we have played well against you guys in the regular season. I believe Josh Allen's 2-1 against the Chiefs in the regular season. So I believe so, right? 2-1. Or am I wrong there?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Because he beat us in our place.
And then we won.
Season, and then we
won 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there. We've played pretty well in the regular season against the Chiefs. So I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a good game, man.
Don't even put that into the existence. Josh Allen demanding a trade to New England. Don't even put that into existence. Not even funny.
Bills Mafia will lose their shit if that happened, by the way.
By the way, if Josh Allen requested a trade, he'd probably want to go to San Francisco because that was his hometown team. But
they have their quarterback, so that's not happening.
Yep. Carl comes in and says, in 2004, the Red Sox were down 3-0 in the ALCS and then won the next 8 to win the World Series. Bills can win the next 9 and win the Super Bowl. Believe. Okay. I love it. I love the optimism, Carl.
I mean, the Giants, what year was that? 2015, I think it was. We're 6-6.
They snuck in and then
won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. So listen, it's not impossible, and that's why I keep saying we're not going to sit here and bash. That's not what we're doing. We're gonna give you the good, bad, and ugly. There's still an opportunity for us to make the playoffs. There's still an opportunity for this team to go on a roll. It's a slim opportunity, a slim chance, but yes, it definitely can happen when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. 100%.
And yes, Ben, unless we win the division, we won't be seeing Kansas City next year.
Correct.
It'll be the first time in like 4 years we don't see them.
Right.
Yeah, the Bills are beating us 3 in a row. See, that's my biggest concern is we beat them the last 2 years.
I know. And I don't know when the last time the Chiefs have lost 2 in a row.
Right.
Games in general. So, they just lost against the Packers. I
was so mad when they lost because I wanted them to win that game just so we didn't have this situation.
Right. So they're mad, right? We're getting an angry Chiefs team. Yeah. It's not going to be easy, no doubt about it. But I will say this to Jeffy. We are a tough ass team, and you should know this. And for our record being 6-6, we've been in every single fucking game this year. We're not a team that's going to just lay down and let any team steamroll. So
need to make sure
expect a good game.
We just leave it up to McDermott. That's all we need to do.
Don't leave it up to McDermott. Right, exactly.
Craig, that is an outrageous stat. When I saw that today, I couldn't believe it. Allen is 14-2 in December.
It's crazy.
In the regular season.
We play good ball down the stretch usually. It's weird. That's how we do.
I like it, Carl. Carl, bring that optimism out.
Absolutely.
We can do this.
Until we need all that.
We can do it until we can't.
Absolutely.
There'll be some silly shit trade. Belichick for Allen. No. Belichick for Allen. Hell no. Give me the Emperor for
No, I'm good. And then he brings Zappy over here as part of the trade.
Let me throw up. He's bringing Noodle Arms.
No.
Mac Jones with him.
Right.
Jose says 40-year fan here. I've seen it all, but first time for everything. Yeah, listen, I want to see it. 2021 was the last time KC lost 2 in a row. Okay, 2021.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Spen is our encyclopedia.
Mahomes
never lost 2 in a row. Hey, there's a first for everything.
I mean, wasn't Mahomes there though in 2021 then?
Yeah, but I think the second loss wasn't him playing.
Okay. Maybe he was hurt or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes
or
sense.
he was. I think he was hurt. I think it was when he dislocated his kneecap.
That makes sense. Okay.
Fellas, none of that matters. It's at any given Sunday. Our backs against the wall. We got to come out and win. No matter what, you got to find a way to win.
Oh, bringing in some Spin saying different.
No one wants to see the Bills in the playoffs. What is Spin saying? I say 2020 in week 2 and week 3, KC lost both games and Mahomes was leading the pass. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You better pull your stats up.
Yeah.
You don't mess. By the way, Spin. You don't mess with Spin.
Spin it will correct everybody in here.
Everybody. He corrects me all the time. He loves it. Boy, he fucking loves it.
And then he calls us lazy for not being here because we took the bye week. All right, Tommy. God. It's that time. It's time to give our score prediction.
Oh, Jeffy's going to be so mad if he's still in here with a score prediction.
Score prediction. You want to start first?
No, go ahead.
All right. You know what? You go first because the last couple times I've gone first, we've
You're
lost.
right. You fucking bad luck, Mikey.
Right?
All right. So I'm going to say, let's see here. 34-21 Buffalo.
Woohoo!
I said it. Jeffy, you're going to get mad at me. Go ahead. Bring it on.
I have it as well, 34, but I have it 27 Buffalo.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I like it.
Spin. Spin is drinking on the rocks.
Oh, Jeffy coming
there we go.
Okay, you know what? That's
fair.
That's a fair score. Yeah. I can't hate on that score.
35-17. Tommy guesses who I have winning the game. I know it's a hard concept. 35-17. See, I think it's a closer game than that. I could see it 34-30. I could see it 34-27. And I can see it actually going either way. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Although,
we'll see, man.
That offense hasn't really put up those types of points in a while. So I'm not. But this is McDermott's soft defense.
And that's where I'm right. That's what concerns me. Because yes, the Chiefs it's like every time we play a team where it's like, oh, this team
hasn't done well on offense.
Right. They're doing terrible. They're averaging 12. They fucking score 30 on us. Right. It's like
31-31 tie.
All right. Jeez.
I do not want to see us play to a tie.
Absolutely
no
not. Absolutely.
Prediction: the Bill has 0 turnovers and Bass is perfect. 31-21.
Bass better be. Hey,
Bass
by the way, Bass better be perfect. He fucking owes us. He's having a so-so year. I got to be honest with you.
Cost us 2 games.
Yeah, he's having. I'm talking about overall. He's not having a great year.
Cost us 2 games.
Yeah. I don't
make
like
your
that.
fucking kicks. You're paid to make.
You
your
got
kick,
paid.
You're paid.
Absolutely
good.
Right. Yep. And Sam Martin too. You had a better game last week. My God, but show up.
Oh, you're right, Spin. McD play aggressive defense and everyone creamed for him. Then he went back to soft defense and everyone creams for it. No, I am so mad that he went back to soft defense. I loved his early season defense when he was being aggressive. I liked it. Right. You know, he got up in people's face, disrupted receivers. Like ever since that Miami game, he's been soft.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what it is too? I think sometimes it's a little bit of he doesn't trust his players. Because I think, obviously injuries we got to take account for. But, okay, man, trust the guys that are filling in. You're the one that drafted them or signed them as free agents for this reason. If the player goes down, next man up. Trust the player you have on the field, man. And I feel like sometimes, Mikey, he doesn't trust the players. That's why
he doesn't trust players.
That's why he does it. That's why he does that.
Mm-hmm.
He, plays scared because he doesn't trust his.
He doesn't trust the defense. He doesn't trust his offense. He doesn't trust anybody. But he coaches scared. Coaches not to lose, not to win.
Right. Exactly. It's
Bass needs to get the stick out of his ass. Same as Sam. Yeah.
Man. For real.
And you let Tommy know that Spin is always right. C Rose. What's going on? All right, Tommy. Time to wrap it up. What's left on tap for this week?
Yeah. So tomorrow at 2:00 is Fantasy Kingdom, which is fantasy football show with Mikey and Howie. Once again, that's at 2:00 Eastern time. And then at 6:00 is AFC East Shakedown. That will not be on this channel. That will be on Ace Per Head. Their description or their link is in my channel. You just click Ace Per Head or go to Ace Per Head. And that's at 6. You don't want to miss that. We discover that's obviously AFC East Roundtable. Sunday, we will be here at 7:30 to do the post-game show, and hopefully it's a good one. And then that's it. And Monday we'll be back at 9:30.
Boo for Bass. Boo.
Oh my God, really? Oh, gee, I haven't even looked. I don't even want to look because I knew fucking guy, man.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate you coming in, brother. I know you're working.
And that's it, guys. That's the tap. That's what.
One more thing I'm not right in is picking the right players starting my fantasy game. I'm always wrong. Come listen to us, Spin. Stop picking your own. Come listen to us, and I'll get you a championship, brother.
Look, Chiefs favor by 1.5.
Oliver comes in and says, "You're still unsure about how dumb McD is. Let's not forget me." Starting Nate Peterman,
dude. I know. By the way, I really wonder if that's in our article too, because
that's crazy.
How dumb. Yeah. And we talked about this, by the way. I talked about this in 2017. Who knows what our record could have been? By the way, could have had at least 1 more win, 2 more wins. I'm just saying, like, it was just dumb choices. Things that he does as a head coach. It's just mind-boggling.
That's crazy. It's only 1.5. That means because usually it's a 3-point swing for a home team. That means technically the Bills are favored. If it was in a neutral site, that seems odd against the defending Super Bowl champs.
But the Chiefs' offense has not been the same.
But that defense is a top 10, and the Bills.
No, absolutely.
Well,
but lately they have.
Yikes. Yeah.
So I think this is a closer. I think that's why they have it that way.
He's like, I do. I just convince you to. Yep, you do. You convince me all the time. Stop making reasonable arguments, dum, and I'll stop changing my thoughts.
All right.
Yeah, Jeff was at 3. Yeah, it's weird. I hate when they give Chiefs more ammunition. Like that's just bulletin board for the Chiefs.
Absolutely.
At 1.5. Like now the Chiefs are coming in feeling disrespected. I don't want that. I want them comfortable. I want them enjoying Taylor Swift in the box. Let's keep Kelsey's mind elsewhere.
Jeffy, how do you feel about Swifty being at your games? I'm just curious before I go. Are you like a Swifty? Is that what they call them? Swifties, right?
Swifties.
Swifty or Swiffy?
It's Swifties.
Swifties.
Swift,
okay.
I.E.
Because I know there's a Swifty broom, right?
No, yes. It's Swift with the T-I-E. Swifty.
Swifty. Okay. So Jeffy, are you a Swifty or do you prefer not to be at the games?
He's like, I'm not answering.
Not answering? Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know if he's going to answer. He says Swift gets on my nerves.
All right.
The Swifties. I want Kelsey's head in the clouds with Taylor. I don't need his head to be in the game with the Bills.
Thank you, Jose. Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that. If you guys, real quick, if you guys want to join Mafia Sports Report, it's $5 a month. It really helps out the channel. We're always trying to improve here, getting new microphones, new cameras, just a general
different subscriptions, all those type of things.
Yeah,
that helps to go and
absolutely. And I do a video, 1 or 2 videos a week that go to members only. So it just, like I said, it helps out the channel. You don't have to do it. We love everyone that subscribes here regardless, but it does go, believe it or not, man, it helps out a lot. So thank you so much.
Yeah. It was announced today, Heavy, that Pacheco's out. Your left tackle is out. And then obviously your 2 defensive studs that got hurt last week.
Yeah, that's a big one. Pacheco. I like him. Man. He's a good player.
I believe their left tackle being out is the biggest one.
That is too. You're right. Left tackle, man.
Starting a rookie left tackle.
You're right. That is a huge loss, man.
Wyndham Morris, I think his name is, out of Oklahoma, a rookie 4th round pick.
Especially going against the likes like Leonard Floyd. Rousseau. Like
here you go. Donovan Smith. That's who it was. Who's out. It'll be interesting to see. Thank you, C. Rose, and everybody. We appreciate you being here tonight. I know, Heffy, you are a Mahomie, not a Swifty, and that's cool.
Is that what they call him?
Moore's pretty good. That's nice. It's good to have a good young rookie left tackle. Anyways, guys, we'll see you later this weekend, and go Bills.
Go Bills, man. I'll hit that outro. And Jeff, you're gonna like this one. This is Jeffy. This is for you, man. Okay.